this is a relationship between the president and the prime minister that you could actually see getting worse in the next few weeks if an Iran deal comes through before it ever has a chance to get better.
Former White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs discussing that challenging relationship between our president and the Prime Minister of Israel. We're back for Hour 3 of America's Forum with Miranda Kahn, J.D. Hayworth. And Miranda, some are calling it the St. Patrick's Day miracle in Israel as Bibi Netanyahu pulled off what was considered an upset victory.
Right. While Netanyahu's road to victory has been rough, he still has several more issues he has to confront, one being his rocky relationship with President Obama. I guess that's a good way to describe it, right?
Yeah, and we'll see what our guests have to say. Let's get an in-depth analysis as we're joined by political commentator Michael Reagan. You can also follow him on Twitter at Reagan World. Likewise, joining us, Republican strategist Ford O'Connell from Newsmax, Washington. So, Michael, a lot has been made of the personal relationship between our president and the Israeli prime minister. But what about what Robert Gibbs had to say about this possible deal with Iran? Will it continue full speed ahead?
Oh, yeah, that will go full speed ahead. That's what the president wants. The president of the United States, I think much of his problem is this. He's looking for a legacy. And I think when the president's looking for a legacy, that's when they make terrible mistakes. And I think it's a terrible mistake what he's doing with Iran. I think everybody in the world knows it, but I don't think there's any care coming from the president. He wants to deal with Iran, and he doesn't care about the relationship between Israel and the United States. This is all about Barack Obama. And what you've got Bibi Netanyahu, all about Bibi Netanyahu, and Barack Obama, all about Barack Obama. And remember my father's great slogan on his desk, no telling what a man could do, what he can accomplish, if he doesn't worry who gets the credit. Well, the problem here is everybody wants credit. Nobody wants to share it. The deal's going to be a bad deal, and the world's not going to be a better place for it.
Michael, what can Prime Minister Netanyahu do to further, if we actually do get a bad deal, as many of us think we will, what can he do to break this up? Who else can he enlist besides America to actually try to break up this deal? Obviously, the Republicans in Congress are key, but they're not a big enough player to help bust up an Obama deal. Is there anyone else that they can enlist?
Well, of course, who he enlists is going to be the other people within the Middle East. Not everybody in the Middle East, Saudi and everybody else, is going to be happy with the Iran deal with a nuclear weapon, because that's just going to have the growth of nuclear weapons throughout that whole region. There's going to be the buy and selling of nuclear weapons. So the whole Middle East is going to be in turmoil if indeed Iran gets a nuclear weapon. So he's going to try and enlist the help of the neighbors in that area, even though they may be enemies of Israel. They have a common bond, not wanting Iran to get a nuclear weapon. And if they have to ultimately do what they did back in 1981, I wouldn't put it past Israel to do what's necessary.
Michael, following the Israel election results, Palestine's chief negotiator had some very strong comments. Take a listen, and we want to get your reaction.
Now it's up to the international community to stop treating this prime minister as above the laws of man, and he should be held accountable, and the international community should not cover him or give him impunity. Impunity will mean more conflict, more complexities, and it will not make peace. Justice will make peace.
Michael, many are concerned that there's no hope for peace after Netanyahu has now changed his stance and saying he doesn't want a Palestinian state, and actually made that vow, said it would never happen if reelected, and some believe that's the only solution to create peace there.
A Palestinian state would not solve the problems in the Middle East. I mean, and that's what Bibi Netanyahu knows, and so many people know. I realize everybody's been negotiating for a two-state agreement, that's going to solve the problem. The problem is that side of the equation hates Israel, hates Jews, and wants them out. They never believed the 1948 agreement that gave Israel the land. So, Bibi Netanyahu's doing what he thinks he needs to do to get elected, which, guess what, that's what politicians do. But let's be honest, a two-state solution would not solve the problems in the Middle East. I'll go back to what David Hackworth said to me, most decorated soldier in the United States of America history, died a few years ago of cancer, and was just a great warrior. And I asked him one day on my radio show, I said, what do you think will be peace in the Middle East? And David looked at me and said, when they're all dead.
That's a sobering note, perhaps showing just how difficult it is to see a peaceful solution there in the Middle East. When we come back, more with Michael Reagan, including a couple of interesting omissions from the latest terror watch list coming out of Washington. Hezbollah's not there, nor is Iran. We'll get Michael's reaction to that when we all come back. With Miranda Kahn, J.D. Hayworth on the anchor desk, Ford O'Connell at Newsmax Washington, and via telephone, our friend Michael Reagan. Let's continue the conversation with the son of our 40th president. Lots going on, Michael. According to several reports, the Obama administration has removed both Hezbollah and Iran from the terror watch list, from our list of terrorists. The removal of Iran, is that just an indication the president is going to make this deal no matter what?
Yeah, I mean, back to what I said, it's about his legacy, and that's when you make mistakes. Remember, my father, everybody in his administration wanted him to sign on with Mikhail Gorbachev in Reykjavik back in 1986 because they were thinking of my father's legacy. My father wasn't thinking of legacy and said no to Mikhail Gorbachev. Had he given FSDI, what would Israel be using today to shoot down the Katyusha rockets? Because that all came from Star Wars or SDI. I think it does show the president just giving in to Iran. What do you want to make this deal? And this is all part of it, to not put them on the watch list, to take them off the terror list and what have you. When everybody in the world, this is what's laughable, unfortunately, around the world, and why there's no respect for our president. Everybody around the world knows about Iran and terrorism. Everybody around the world knows about Hamas and terrorism. And so the president, if he's done this, again, just sets himself up, to show his weakness. And that's what's wrong in the world today. There is just weakness. There's no strong person. When you think the only strong leader in the world today is named Vladimir Putin, the world's in trouble.
Michael, I want to really switch gears now, and talk about a story that's trending on our parent website, Newsmax.com. We want to talk about your brother, Ron Reagan, and a TV ad for the Freedom from Religion Foundation. He proudly touts his atheist credentials. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I saw that ad when he did it a little over a year ago. He did that ad. Now I guess they're going to rerun it and replay it. He has every right to be an atheist. He always has been. I remember having dinner with my father. We were all as a family having dinner, and he was talking about his atheism at dinner one night. And my dad leaned over to me and grabbed my hand. He says, "My only prayer is that my son becomes a Christian like him, like our father." I mean, that was his prayer. And for Ron to do the ad is one thing. The way he ends the ad would say, "I'm Ron Reagan, not afraid of burning in hell," I think just slaps his father in the face, our father in the face, in a terrible, terrible way. And so all I can say to people is do what I do every day, what a Maasai warrior in Africa does every day. Pray for my brother Ron.
Michael, you come from a great conservative family. What is it that actually drives Ron to these more liberal beliefs, just in general, given the fact that we are talking about the Reagan legacy, which is the home of all conservatism?
Yeah, I'd like to know. His father would like to know what really drives Ron and his religion. I have ideas to it, but I don't have the time to go through it now. But it's been ongoing with Ron, with his atheism. Fine. Fine if you want to be an atheist, but you are the son of Ronald Reagan, and you do have an obligation. And so you've got to understand that as you walk through life. Do this and do that. But there's a place where you have to stop and say, no, I'm not going to do it in that way.
Michael, let's turn to another famous political family, and one apparently still very interested in public office. The Clinton family, and specifically former First Lady and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The whole email situation. David Ignatius of the Washington Post had a couple of thoughts. We'll listen and then get your reaction to what Mr. Ignatius has to say.
As each of these new little mini scandals comes along, it raises, I think, that core issue, and she's going to have to come out and deal with it if she's going to be a candidate. I have to say, I'm still not certain she's going to be a candidate.
Michael, will Hillary survive this and be a candidate for president in 2016?
God, I hope so. I mean, my prayer is she's on the California ballot to be the nominee so I can vote for her. Any Republican who doesn't want Hillary Clinton to run against in 2016 doesn't know what they're talking about. I keep on saying to Republicans, I said, okay, if not Hillary, who do you want to choose? You want somebody that you can't beat? I mean, Barack Obama beat Hillary Clinton. I mean, this woman has attained absolutely nothing. And people vote for people they like. Bill Clinton has always been likable. Hillary Clinton has never been likable. And I think she's the easiest of the Democrats to beat. And so I hope this stuff stays with her. I hope she gets the nomination. And I hope that we run against her. And with such a bench, we have such a bench of former and sitting governors. And all they've got is a chair with one person in it.
Well, we will see what happens. Michael Reagan, his Twitter handle is @ReaganWorld. Thanks for giving us a glimpse of the world today. We're coming back.